ladies and gentlemen. We are Ling Chi and Min Seo from Blue One Pictures, and today we would like to raise our idea on our new film, Exit, which is casted as the psychological thriller film.
So we start with our plots first. So to put our background information first, that there is a kid who raised in a really unstable family. There is really frequent fights between the character's parents from a young age, and due to the frequent fights and conflicts, the father decides to divorce with the mom. And when he's putting the divorce paper, his mom accidentally push him or do some physical action towards the father, so he gets into some serious injuries such as hitting. So his father got into major injury because he hits his head into the edge of the table. And this scene was filled with the violence and blood and those strong printer sounds. And this scene is called by the kid, the main character, and he was only 5 years old. And this scene was really traumatizing. So this chaotic scene becomes major trauma towards the 5 years old kid. And because of this serious trauma and his mom's serious mental issues, Donghyun, which is our main character's name, decides to suicide himself after this long, serious, depressed life. But he luckily got saved, but he lost his own memories. Yeah.
And how are we going to depict that in our movie? So as the movie progresses, it shows how Do-hyun, our main character, gets back slowly his fractured memory and then slowly puzzled every memories together, which then leads to his recall of the traumatic events in his life. This highlights on the inescapable cycle of his life, whether he should find an exit for himself, which is understandable, or which is death, or just keep on living up on this traumatic events. So why do we pick this genre? Why do we pick this title? Why do we pick this character at all? So first of all, as the 21st century progresses, we know that a lot of people are falling behind or feeling isolated in this gradual changing environment. Therefore, it leads to a very high trauma and suicidal rates, not just within our continent, Asia, but it's reported globally. So with psychological thriller, it is a genre that highlights the turmoil and conflict, which also give us the audience the lens of the insights of the main characters and how conflicting they are. Some people might also feel a sense of relate and understanding through psychological thriller films, not just reporting a problem, social problems, but also feel a sense of understanding and relate. So with the title Exit, the definition according to Oxford Dictionary, it is the fact of leaving a particular situation or activity. So the literal meaning, we wanted to give a hope of escapism towards our main character, Do-hyun. But escapism here, it can be understood as anything. Escapism to death or escapism to a better life. With Do-hyun, it's a Korean name, as you guys might know. Korea is one of the countries that has the highest suicidal rate. Do-hyun means a bright journey or a profound pathway. Parents often name their children Do-hyun based on how they want their children to have emphasized on a bright journey of life. And this ironically reflects on our plot and the main character's inescapable trauma that he is going through. So our first 2 minutes, this is our mood board. You can see our main color that we want to aim for, which is the cool color grading, which depicts a sense of isolation and coldness and detachment. Within the first 2 minutes, we want Toyon to appear in the complete white blank room, which is his post-suicidal attempt. In this white blank room, we want to pick the color white because it depicts a sense of blankness as the color white connotes. Also, the color white also connotes a sense of isolation and purity, which links to his age, teenager. This also highlights on his internal conflict going through in his mind, contrasting with the blank background. Then it slowly fades into the hallway, which leads to the building that he attempts suicide in. This hallway has a line of papers that are being ripped and being constantly haunted by the sound of the printer that leads to his trauma. With this line of paper, with our tracking shot too, we slowly move through the pathway of Toyon walking, and we will notice by a black shadow that contrasts with every conflicting papers that we're going through. And as we track around that character, we are slowly depict that character as himself, full of grief and ripping papers of his past self. And that character is when he's attempting suicide with his face filled with blood and a casual costume.
So this is our storyboard. We've been through a lot of drafts, and this is our final product, final thing. And as you can see, there are a lot of scenes, and we try to use a lot of extreme scenes and diverse angles to emphasize the main character's emotion and the overall setting.
So here are some films that we like. As a part of our pitch, we want to include a list of films that we've researched upon, which is Parasite, which is the Korean movie that won an Oscar. It also reflects on the social conflicts of classism, and it is clearly depicted through cinematic techniques such as the line here, separating rich and poor, and we want to depict the same thing in our movie through implicit elements of cinematography that emphasize on the whole social conflict.
So let's talk about our main characters. This is our main character, Toyan's mood board. As you can see, his overall color is really desaturated and mostly like he's wearing only monochromatic outfits to convey his dark, deep inside. And at first, he's wearing some patient clothes like this, where he woke up in the hospital, and this one is when he got up and suicide building for suicide. So as you can see, he's wearing some shirts, kind of like former shirts, and some blood there. And also, as you can see here, these two pictures emphasize his current mental condition, which you can see really depressed and dark.
And also, with our character being at a very young age of teenagers, we don't want to depict a message of, oh, this is what we encourage teenagers to do, but to reflect on the social conflict of how many teenagers are going through a lot of problems in their life, which shouldn't be at such a young age. And we also want to convey the loss and contrast of happiness with his fellow peers at a very young age, being happy as a teenager, contrasting with him being very sad and depressed. So our marketing plan and distribution.
So we mainly target towards the Korean and Asian young adults. As you guys know, the Korea has the most high suicide rates ever in the world. And also we are considering to target those young parents to remind them about how they need to have some responsibility toward their kids. And as you guys know, our key interest is family relationship dynamics, role portrayals of human emotions, psychological complexity, and emotional series.
We also want to aim at audiences who prefer realism as our story based on a very popular social conflict, whereas and we don't aim at audience that prefer a lot of CGI. So with our marketing strategy, I'll talk about the social media and online campaigns first. We will mainly use SNS platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, or in Korea is popular with Naver. And we want to post on those platforms with snippets or even post reviews and our trailers of the film to reach a higher, younger audience, which is our target audience. We will also use hashtags such as our film movie exit or 영화 추천, which is movie recommendations in Korean. And also, we want to post trailer officially on YouTube, which will gain a lot of mass audience within Asia. For broadcast and digital platforms, we want to approach less known digital platforms such as Iqi of China, Watcha, which is very popular in Korea, and also WeTV and other Asian-focused platforms. We also want to approach regional theatrical releases if possible, and we want to approach on various film festivals such as the Busan Film Festivals, and maybe approaching Asian countries, Hong Kong Film Festivals or Shanghai International Film Festivals. For TV appearances and radios, we want to have our crew members, cast members, and director to appear on talk shows or local or international talk shows, or even variety shows such as Amazing Saturday, which is a very well-known variety show in Korea. The thing with Amazing Saturday is that you can have various celebrities, not just within one film, but within other films to gain more publicity. With special screening in colleges, this is just one of the options. To reach a young audience, we want to consider screening in universities and colleges, especially with those universities such as Yonsei universities, which is known with their popular media major course. In this screening, a lot of students that follow film major can have an insight on filmmaking and also have Q&A sessions with us. So our budget, $5 million. With our cast, as there are a lot of heavy emotions characters, we want to cast quite high, those with high acting skills that can endure that much heavy character turmoil, and they tend to be more expensive, around $200,000. For location renting, we are having various location settings such as renting a hallway, a building for filming, or even a hospital, which is very costly. So, and we also have filming in studio that conveys the character's internal turmoil. This additional days, and there might be additional days if we require to, can lead up to $30,000 per day. For post-production and visual effects, we don't aim to use a lot of CGI, but we want to emphasize on sound effects, which is very needed in psychological thriller, as we need to show the tension, the conflict within one character. So this is shown through the non-diegetic sounds. This can cost up to $100,000, which contains also visual effects and color grading. For marketing and distribution, with those variety shows such as the Amazing Saturday or TV appearances, this might be more costly. Also, distribution agencies such as Iqi, it might also ask for around 25% of our revenue, which can cost up to $450,000, and this doesn't include any additional revenues yet. So thank you for listening, and do you guys have any questions?
What will hook your audience in for the first 2 minutes?
With a lot lot of psychological turmoil. We're highlighting on the main character's Puyon conflict, which a lot of people are feeling related to these days. Also, we don't depict as much dialogue because we don't want to explicitly show the character conflict, which a lot of teenagers do these days, where they don't say that much, but rather have conflict within their head and depict through their emotional facial expressions.
Thank you. Questions, guys? Questions?
Oh, yes.
How would you intend to find your casts?
So we want to talk about how we cast the high school teenager first.
We're planning to maybe design a post with a QR code on, maybe put them around our school. So every age of teenager, but mostly the Key Stage 5 and Key Stage 4 can be attracted to the poster. Maybe like I don't know. And the poster will contain some information about the informations about the character and the basic skills that they need.
And
Yeah.
also, we want to approach like acting schools and acting academies as students there often want to enhance their CV with more skills. So we would offer them this opportunity and deal a quite reasonable price with them, or even free if they are willing to enhance their CV and also act for us. Any other questions?
Any more questions? Oh,
Yes.
How do you ensure that the film will be accepted as this topic is quite heavy across other Asian countries and distribution companies?
So, as I've said, it's quite a big problem in South Korea, and they are aiming to, first of all, reduce suicide rates and also encourage birth rates, right? So they would tend to emphasize on these films where we draw attention to mental awareness, and with those Korean goals, like South Korea goals on reducing suicidal rates, I believe platforms such as Watcha, which is a very common film distribution platform in South Korea, they would accept us. And also we will consider posting it on YouTube later on after like marketing process if the film is successful enough.
okay. Thank you.